Hi, my name is Daniel Crumbach. I am the head of science and education with PNOE. I have over 20 years of experience in testing, data analysis, and program design using metabolic analysis and other devices such as lactate and a near-infrared spectroscopy. I'm a certified exercise physiologist, a sport physiotherapist, a high performance specialist, as well as strength and conditioning coach with the Australian Strength and Conditioning Association, as well as the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I'm Canadian and spent 29 years in the Canadian Armed Forces in various roles, including as an Armored Corps crewman on tanks and in reconnaissance, as well as many years as a physiotherapist, including being a regional practice leader for Western Canada and Eastern Canada. And I'm also a health services officer and served as the officer in command of a hospital in Edmonton, Alberta, prior to my retirement. I spent the last 2.5 years in China, working with Chinese National Olympic athletes, working with the Chinese Olympic Committee, as well as their Winter Sport Committee. And I'm also a certified expert with Moxie and Spirotagger. So you'll see some of these devices mentioned during the certification courses themselves. So the first module you'll be taking is called Fundamentals. And my goal was you should be able to, at the completion of this course, you should be able to understand basic exercise physiology, as well as understand how to test and why to test using metabolic analysis, as well as how to analyze the results of the tests, and then therefore identify limitations to performance, as well as prescribe the appropriate exercise program to minimize or eliminate those limitations. So the fundamentals level certification is divided into 3 modules. In the first module, I'll be covering fundamentals in exercise physiology, and you'll learn how 3 major physiological systems, cardiovascular, respiratory, and metabolic, interact to affect human performance. In module 2, I'll be moving into metabolic testing and data analysis, and you'll learn how to complete metabolic testing correctly every time with any type of customer on any modality, and how to identify performance limitations so you can prescribe the most effective client-specific training programs to your customers. And then in module 3, we'll cover training, which will be learn how to balance the right amount of resistance, interval, and cardio training to minimize or eliminate your clients' limitations and effectively achieve their goals. And then after the completions of module 1 to 3, you'll be offered the opportunity to challenge the fundamentals exam. And if you're successful, you'll be granted the PNOE fundamentals certification. So with the PNOE fundamentals certificate, trainees will gain a comprehensive understanding of how the 3 major physiological systems, cardiovascular, respiratory, and metabolic, interact to affect human performance. And this certification also covers the best practices for metabolic and biometric testing and analysis, and an introduction to limitation and goal-specific nutrition, as well as how to build results-oriented training programs to address the goals and limitations of each customer. If you are successful in passing the fundamentals exam after modules 1 to 3, you'll be offered access to module 4, which is advanced concepts. In advanced concepts, you'll learn about advanced concepts, including combining cardiometabolic testing with other biometric screening devices, for example, Moxie near-infrared spectroscopy, sport-specific testing, including field testing, how to integrate the data from multiple sources and collectively analyze them to identify performance limitations. So it's a little more complicated, adding a few other things in. This program also teaches trainees how to incorporate biometric screening devices and other concepts into your training, including live training, group training, nutrition, recovery, wellness, load management, and periodization. It's a very much more in-depth, and you must have all the concepts down from modules 1 to 3. After completion of Module 4, you will be offered the opportunity to challenge the Advanced Concepts exam. And again, if you're successful, you'll be granted the PNOE Advanced Certification. And with the advanced certification, it dives deeper into metabolic and biometric analysis by covering sport-specific testing and how best to integrate data from multiple sources to identify performance limitations and design advanced training programs to maximize your results. This course also discusses combining metabolic data with other biometric screening devices, expands on nutritional planning, and introduces concepts like live or group training, wellness and recovery. So for example, working with devices like a MODULEV, load management, and periodization. Module 5 is a practical course. So you've taken all of these basic and advanced concepts, and then we'll make you use them and drive it home practically. So it's a hands-on experience with a variety of metabolic and biometric testing devices. Experts will guide trainees through analysis and limitation identification process and provide structural and goal-specific training recommendations using a variety of training methods based upon test results. Trainees will also have the opportunity to apply nutrition, load management, wellness, and recovery measurement to help design safe and effective periodized training programs. After the completion of Module 5, so on the last day of the course, you'll be offered the opportunity to challenge the expert exam, and if you're successful, you'll be offered the PNOE expert certification. And the first course will be in Greece. That's what we're planning on as soon as the travel restrictions are being lifted. And it's a hands-on training in cardiometabolic and biometric testing, data analysis, and limitation identification. And you'll apply the theory taught in the first 2 certifications applied in a practical setting using different testing and training devices and methods that will minimize your client's limitations and maximize their performance. And the expert certification also offers the opportunity to apply nutrition, load management, and recovery measurement to help design safe and effective periodized training programs for any client. The advantage of having this certification is that PNOE will be advertising you at the level of certificate that you have. So when people are shopping around looking for a site to get metabolic analysis, they'll have the opportunity to see that your particular facility has personnel that have achieved their expert certification. We are not just going to be offering the level 5 in Greece, but we are looking for hosts in different countries who will help us organize courses and advertise and organize locations and equipment for us to be able to run the courses there. All you have to do is reach out to certification at endomedical.co if you are interested in helping organize. And obviously, if you help us organize, you'll get a reduced rate on and seats for the course itself. I'm currently thinking that we'll advertise for 15 and we'll run a course for 12 people. I think that would be the maximum number that I would like to have for this practical of a course. And it's going to be busy and fun, and you'll get a chance to do a ton of testing, a ton of analysis, and the ability to apply all the different aspects to performance enhancement. The structure of the course depends on whether you are purchasing the course or whether that you're a PNOE owner and being offered the course as part of your purchase. So if you're a PNOE owner, you will be offered access through a protected Vimeo link after the completion of a questionnaire and an agreement, user agreement, not to share your link nor to copy or use any of the information I provide in my certification courses. Each module will consist of multiple lessons, and the lessons will include PowerPoint presentation, video content, links to other resources, and recommended references. And the exams will be multiple choice. And again, the fundamentals certificate exam will be completed after completing all the lessons from module 1 to 3. So going forward, module 1, lessons 1 to 4, which are the fundamentals in exercise physiology, will be available for completion on 22nd of June 2020. Module 2 will have approximately 8 to 10 lessons, and I am writing the lessons as we speak, so I will be uploading the lessons as I complete them. So you will need to apply after the completion of Module 1. You'll have to apply for another Vimeo link to Module 2, and you'll do that the same way through certification at endomedical.co. And you must successfully complete the previous certification exam before being given access to subsequent levels. In other words, if you want to get access to the lessons for Module 4, you will have to pass the fundamentals exam before we give you access to it. And this is just to make sure that, that people are successfully learning the materials from the previous level before we add more concepts to them. The material is protected. You will sign an agreement stating that you agree not to share, access, or use my content without prior written permission. Please be respectful. This has taken a lot of work, and yeah, just be respectful, please. Other resources, I will not be covering basic operations like the PNOE device, like calibration and cleaning. But the science room offers additional resources that include operational information. So don't forget to access the science room and the forum through the PNOE community website. And I provided the link on this slide. And I will respond to questions related to the certification program through the community forum. So make sure you register as soon as possible. So in other words, you will not be able to comment from the Vimeo site, but you will be able to ask questions specific to the certification program under these, in particular for this, under the sub-forum certification program. And I will create specific sub-forums for each level of certification. And to make your first post on the forum, of course, you just register by clicking on the forum button at the top right of your screen. Click on register and fill in your application. You'll have to do I'm not a robot and register, and then go to your email and click on the link to confirm your email address. Check your junk mail just in case, and fill in your username and password, and you're logged in. And then from then on, you can post on our forum. I built the forum. It's a very in-depth forum, and it's well divided up into different categories and subcategories. So please, when you're asking a question, think about where it belongs. And then you can post a new topic and ask your question there. People have asked me for further reading. So I provided, here's 5 really good texts on physiological testing and exercise physiology, and some on exercise prescription. So any of these, I've tried to provide you the most up-to-date editions. As you can see, all of these are, the oldest one is only 8 years old. A lot of them are more up-to-date. So have a look at these, see which ones you like, and you can either purchase these and supplement your lessons with the education that I give you. Now, I'll warn you, some of these books will be, I'll be presenting things in a different way than them, and I'm happy to discuss that with you. For feedback, I really do appreciate constructive feedback. Let's keep it constructive. This is very complicated material, especially you'll even notice that, with Module 1, lessons 1 to 4, it really takes some time for you guys to understand the physiological systems, how they interact, and how they regulate themselves. So make sure you do lots of reviewing. You're going to need, each lesson builds on the last, so you're going to have to learn it well. And the exam will be challenging your knowledge of these different systems. So especially for the fundamentals, I need to know that you guys understand and can complete excellent testing every time that you can do proper data analysis, you can come up with specific limitations, and you can prescribe exercise specific to each limitation and the goals of the individual. And I'll make sure the exam's written so that I will know whether you can or not. I can provide direct support of the material. For example, if you own a PNOE, and we can apply some of these theories through a review of a test using the API from PNOE, using either Google Meet or Zoom, and we can share a screen. And I'm quite happy to support the material with real information during a real test. For those that don't agree with some of the concepts I present, don't stay quiet. But even worse, it's worse not to talk to me, but share these invalid or wrong concepts with others. So reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to discuss perhaps some things we don't agree on. And I'm happy to change my mind and be influenced by you as much as I hope you are of being influenced by me. Enjoy the course. It is a labor of love. I've been doing this for so long. I really appreciate what PNOE is doing by bringing metabolic analysis to the general population, putting it in the gyms. And I really do think this is a really large step forward for the general population. And I really appreciate you guys investing in PNOE. And I really want you to be able to use the equipment extremely well and do the best for your clients. So enjoy it. And thank you for registering for the PNOE certification program.